Hey everybody, this is Linda, and I'm here with a small vintage lace haul. A few months ago, I went to a yard sale, and there was a lady there selling lace from an antique store that she used to own. And she was back selling some more lace the other day. I just happened to drive by and saw that she was having a yard sale. So I stopped, and I only bought a couple of things because I'm not supposed to be buying anything from now until the end of April. But I had to make an exception because, you just don't come across vintage things very often. But I kept it to a minimum. I bought these two pieces of Swiss lace, and there's about 2.5 yards of each. And so I paid $2 a piece for these. And if I can find, there it is, the end of it, I'll show you. This is very, very pretty lace. And so I got this piece. And then I got this piece, which is another really pretty one. This was a little thinner fabric, but it's very beautiful lace. So I got those two pieces for $2 a piece. So that was $4. And then I got this big grab bag for $2.50. And so I've already looked at it. There's not a lot of stuff to write home about, I don't think. But I'll show you what was in here. There was this ribbon here. And I think you can see that pretty well. I think I already had some of this from the last haul, but anyway, that was in the bag. And then there was all these little crocheted pieces, and I think this is the right way here. It's got some stains on it. I need to wash all of this stuff because it's kind of dirty, but anyway, that's as far as they got with that one. So there was that piece. And then there was this piece, and it's really wrinkled up, so it's hard to see it at all. I need to launder all this and then see if I can iron it a little bit. It's a very small piece, but it's kind of long. It's very wrinkled up. So anyway, there's that one. And then there was this one that was in there. It's kind of a nice pattern. Not a real long piece, but long enough. And then there was this little, I think this is probably tatting, I think. So, and then this piece. There you go. There's that piece. It's kind of short. Let's see, then there was this trim in there, and it's kind of a nice little trim. Let me see which is the right size. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. And I don't know, some of this might not be vintage, but I think most of it is. Now, I don't know exactly how far back things have to go before you call them vintage. I think anything before 1950 to maybe early 70s, I call vintage. Anything earlier than the 50s, I call real vintage. So I really don't know. Anyway, here's a little doily that was in there, and this was not handmade, I'm sure. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's machine made. But it's a sweet little piece. And then there was some pieces of lace, some of these, just pieces of lace fabric. It was stuffed in there. And then here's another piece. It's quite nice. And then this is the top of a blouse, and it's really old, but look what was on the back. Look at all these buttons. So I'm going to take all these buttons off. There's a ton of these little fabric covered buttons. So, and the fabric itself is pretty nice. It's what do you call it? Like embroidered, or maybe it's just appliques. They're plain. They don't have anything on them, but still, I'm sure I can find something to do with it. But it needs to be washed really bad. And then there was a bunch of pieces of this lace. I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna have to fasten it to wash it, but I'm not gonna do it right now. But anyway, you can kind of see that. And then there was this piece. There's quite a few of these little pieces, and I don't know. I don't know how much is in there. Doesn't really say. I think it's 1 yard of each. It was remnants, I'm assuming. It's got a 1 on it, so I'm assuming it's 1 yard. And then here's a blue one. And I don't use blue very much, but I guess it'd be nice to have a little bit of blue. And there's some lace there. And here's another piece of lace, not too much, but just a flat lace. Here's a little bit of eyelet, just a little. And this is kind of cute. It's a little red and white, a little bit of green going through it. They're kind of little balls. They just little balls. I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be little flowers or something, maybe. Who knows? There's a little short piece of that. And I like this. I like this a lot. There's a good bit of this. Probably about 1 yard or so of that. And that's just a little piece. Here's another little piece. This looks like little hearts. It is little hearts. That's sweet. And this little piece here. Here's another piece of eyelet. It's all kind of dingy, dirty, yellowed, I guess, aged, whatever. Another little piece. Here's another little piece. These are just little snippets. Here's a little piece. And here's some more, another yard of this lace. Here's another yard of flat lace. There's another one. I think those are the same. No, they're not. They're different. And then here's another piece. A little bit wider. And then another piece of the blue. I think that's the same one. That's up here. And then there was this trim, which is, I think, kind of nice. It's got like an embroidery down the middle of it. That's pretty. And then there were some buttons in there. And this comes from Capital Imports in Tallahassee. And it says they're handmade. Let's see. They're cute little buttons. They have rose on them. Those are sweet, aren't they? See those? Yeah. So that was my grab bag for $2.50. So there was quite a bit of stuff in there. I don't know if it's worth. Yeah, it was worth $2.50 because I really like this one. I think that'll be a nice trim for something. So once I get it all washed up and clean, it doesn't smell. It just feels scratchy and kind of dirty. So anyway, that's my haul. And I may or may not be back with another one. I'm not going back to the yard sale. It's over. And she didn't have very much left. So I don't think there'll be any reason to go back to her yard sale next time, because I don't think there'll be any laces left. She said she was out. So unless she happens to come across another box full, I don't think she's going to have any more. But I'm pretty happy with what I got. And yeah, so I will talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by.